Hello, all right, Thunder. Welcome to Kickast season spring 2016. I am happy to be your host today. My co-host Victor is on vacation this week, so I will be the only host. But I am very happy to present a special guest, and we will be doing this hopefully every week with at least one person from each team. So captains, I'll be looking for either if it's you or you want to volunteer someone else if you don't want to do it. We're going to try to do that every week. But this week, we are with my own team's captain, Sean. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Nate. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me. It's Nate, right?
It is Nate. It is.
I'm a little nervous. So
yeah,
I'll make sure
this is the first time your face has been on Kickast.
It's a great face, so I don't know.
Oh, goodness. All right, so how we're going to start this off is I'm going to ask captains, so I'll start with you, Sean, just some questions about your team this year. PFK, they are the only original team left. What's new about this year's team?
We have 3 new females, 4 new guys. We have a veteran player in Phil. He came over from 1, and now he's on PFK. And we just have some real eager players, that they want to learn. So we're going to teach them, and and as long as they are themselves, they're going to have a great time, and it's going to be awesome.
I hope they're watching so they can hear that. Especially Phil who gets the name shout out. I know this is a last minute show, so sorry for those who didn't get to watch, who won't be able to watch before. I tried reaching out to some other captains beforehand, see if we could do this yesterday, but didn't fit in anyone's schedule. And Sean and I are on vacation this week, so we're able to do this. Second question, and I've heard people asking this for a while. Why yellow? Why is PFK always yellow? Why? Why can't you just change it?
People, I don't know. I don't know if people want the yellow, but it's like we had it from the first season. So it's like I think we should just keep it. And I think Margie even asked us, she was like, you want yellow again? How many yellow T-shirts do you need? And I was like, well, we got some new players now. Every couple seasons we get some new players, so they want the yellow shirt too. And it's like, I don't know, it's just kind of, we've had it for so long. Why not? Let's keep it going.
Change is overrated.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been working for us a little bit.
Yeah, I think we look good. And Packers look all right in yellow, so why not us? Next question. PFK schedule this season starts off with some of the inexperienced teams at first, and then kind of really gets tough over the last few weeks of the season. How do you feel about that?
I think that works in our favor, especially with our new players. They kind of can ease into the season and kind of see the ins and outs of a little strategy in kickball, and they may even say, what, the strategy in kickball? And yeah, it's a little bit, small ball, getting people on, kicking people over, things like that. I think it will benefit us playing the more experienced and tougher teams towards the end, because that will help us in the playoffs. And I don't know, I just think it's going to help us out. Other teams also have that same kind of similar schedule, but Nate, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there's a true new team this year.
Yeah, I think it might be the first time ever, but yeah, at least all of the captains I know are experienced players, which was not the case over the last few seasons. There's usually always at least one brand new team or just full of free agents, but we got experience, so maybe it won't be as easy as I'm saying it to be. And my final question, and I'm going to ask this one to most captains, what one rule would you change for our league if you could?
If I had to change the rule, I would say probably the 4 foul ball out rule. I think if we changed it to 3 fouls, which I don't think people must think, 3 versus 4, that's not a big difference, but I think it is. I think it would speed up the game a little bit, and people always saying games are too long, or sometimes they just make it with the 6 innings with the 50 or 55 minutes. I think if it went to 3 fouls, that changes the strategy a little bit, so that would be the rule that I would change.
Yeah, I understand that. I know in the Kickball 365, they go by that, and it definitely changes it. There are so many more foul outs in that league, in those tournaments, than I ever see in Waka. That's definitely has to do with the 3 versus the 4. All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. I was just going to move on. So what were you going to say?
No, I was gonna say, yeah, I'm not looking to get more people fouled out. I'm just looking to, let people aware that you should keep it fair. I don't know.
I think some pitchers would definitely appreciate that. All right, so we're gonna move on. I have put together, Sean, my rankings for the season. This was difficult because there's so many question marks with some teams, and for the first time in I can't even tell 4 seasons, we don't have one, which has always been in the top 2 or 3 in every rankings I've had over basically since I've been doing Kickast. So it was tough putting together, especially once I got past the first 3. So here I go. I think there's a top tier, and I'm gonna go PFK, Tommy's, Balls Deep as that elite tier. And then I didn't know what to do. I know a little bit about this team that I'm putting 4, and I think DTF might be offended that they're not the 4, but E equals MC Hammered. I know this is Al Pratt's team. He has some sick kickers, serial kickers, whatever they were called, what season, with him. And I hear there's some talent there, so I'm putting them at the 4. But DTF can shut me up real quick, as we're going to talk about later. They play each other. 5, I do have DTF. 6, we have Ball Aside. 7 is One Kick Wonders, which is a lot of the rest of the sick kicker squad. And 8 is Orange Crush. And Sean, what was their team name last year, Orange Crush?
Kicking it old school.
Kicking it old school. It's so tough week 1. I'm probably going to be wrong about some of these. Hopefully not the one team I said. But what do you think? You disagree with any of those? Would you put a team above? Would you drop a team down? What do you think?
I think you're right on point. I think that's a pretty accurate ranking. I'm not just saying that.
Yeah,
but
it's not good TV to agree.
It's a what?
Not good TV to agree all the time.
Oh, I mean, you're wrong.
You idiot.
I think
DTF is number 1.
It is. Well, I wouldn't go that far. No, but it's tough to tell week 1, especially kind of a mix-up of teams. And I believe there are some whack-a-mole players on some teams.
They dispersed.
Yeah, I don't know which team. So I don't know if it's on Al's team. I don't know if it's on.
They're moles. They're moles. You can't find them, Sean. They're just hidden.
Find the mole. I don't know. So no, I think it's pretty good. And like you said, it's tough to tell, but you're right. DTF and EMC, as I call them, I think we're gonna find out tonight. It's a good that's a good game.
Yeah. Speaking of tonight, I do have my lines ready to go. Sean, you can play along with us today. First game of the night is us, PFK versus Orange Crush, and that's a 12.5 spread. I am going to take PFK because that's what I do. Sean?
I am going to do that as well.
Yeah. I swear I asked other people. I didn't want to start with PFK, but no one else was around. But thank you, Sean, for joining. Next one, we have you said we have Tommy's versus Ball Aside, and I have Tommy's as 7.5 run favorites. I'm going to take Ball Aside here. I think Tommy's wins, but I think it's only by 5.
This is where I disagree with you, Nate. I think Tommy's is strong. I think they're in that elite tier, like you said. I think they win like kind of a 10-1, kind of 12-2 kind of game.
I hear rumors that Denny just getting back from Africa or still in Africa, so I think that's going to throw off his game a little bit. Next one, we have One Kick Wonders versus Balls Deep, and I originally set the spread at like 7.5, but then I found out that Victor was not going to be here, so that definitely helps Balls Deep, and it goes to a 10.5 spread, and I'm taking Balls Deep to cover because Victor's not there, so that team has so much potential this week.
Oh, they're so much better without Victor. So much.
Yeah, they may have a championship if it wasn't for him.
No, I agree. I think Balls Deep covers. I think they're going to be strong as always, and they finish out that elite tier in the top 3.
Yeah, but One Kick Wonder, I know Ashley's there, and I don't know who else is on that team. They could have some studs. We'll see. Maybe Gostowski and some Brian Moorman. They got some NFL kickers there, so maybe they could do it. And the game of the week, E equals MC Hammer, DTF. We're going to find out a lot about these teams right away. It's a pick 'em, so it's just straight up. Who do you think wins, Sean?
That's going to be a good game. I want to say I think it's going to be one kick wonders.
That's not his point. E equals MC Hammer.
No.
EMC versus
EMC.
DTF. He's taking those.
I think I'm taking EMC. I think I'm taking Al Pratt's team. I think he's ready to play. He took a season off, I believe, from injury. I think he's probably stronger than ever. That's what I can imagine. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking he's going to come out. DTF, they're a good team, and I don't know. We're gonna have to see where they stand with Jim at the helm again.
Yeah. If it was I think Shane's still the captain, but if it was a drinking game, if it was a cooking game, if it was trivia, I'm taking DTF easily. But I think Hammered or EMC, what do you want your nickname to be? I think they pull it off, and I see this as the closest game. I see it being like a 7-6 kind of game, and I'm just going to go with EMC just because.
You can't touch him. You can't touch him.
You can't touch him. All right. I've got some props. I've got 2 for the season. I got 3 for this week, and then we will be out. And you can watch us before the games today. First, Sean, who finishes 4th this season? I think there's a clear 1, 2, 3 based on our history. Is there a team you see that could finish 4th?
4th place team. I think it's going to be the team we just talked about. I think I'm going to go with EMC. I think they have kind of the people in there to kind of make that jump over that middle 4, 5, 6 and be the top of that little tier. So I think it's an EMC, and I think they're going to be number 4.
I think that this week's game is going to determine who will be the 4 seed, especially if there are not any forfeits this year. That definitely throws a wrench in how you're going to predict stuff. But I think this week will determine it, and I picked EMC, so I'm going to stick with them for the 4. And lastly, who do you see finishing 2nd? Second.
Are you talking about standings?
Like second place all year.
Are you talking about standings or in the championship?
Standings, regular season.
Standings, I think it's going to be Tommy's.
Tommy's. I think Tommy's going to end up in the championship, but I think they end up in 3rd, and Balls Deep is going to finish 2nd. I think I just made both teams upset with me, but that's how it's going to roll. All right, and I got a couple for you, Sean, and then I got one for the people to play at home for this week's. How many total shutouts will there be this week?
I'm going to go with a bold prediction here, which I could be very wrong on. I'm going with 3.
Wow, that's
three shutouts.
That's 75%, if my math is right. I'm going with just. I'm not sure. I think Balls Deep could do it. I think we could do it. I think there's, like you said, there's a chance of 3, but I think only 1. It's usually sloppy play in the beginning, especially with this long of an off season. It's been months since we've played. This is my fun one. We are reffing this game, so we get a close look. We're welcoming Jim Chanley back to the league. What's the furthest base that Jim gets to safely?
That's a good one. I'm not really sure where he kicks in the lineup. I don't know if that would really kind of make me think more about that question, but I'm going to say second base.
Second base?
Second base.
I think there's going to be a big error that allows him to get to first, and then another error that allows him to get to second and third, and I think he scores in this one. It might be his only run on the season, but I'm making the bold prediction that Jim scores a run, gets home safe, thanks to some first opening day jitters by EMC. All right. Thank you so much, Sean, for joining us this week. Sorry, I got one more before you go. Total runs scored on the night. Total runs scored on the night. And this one, I'm going to ask people to comment on the Facebook page on this video. What is your prediction on the total runs scored this week? We'll see if we can get you a free drink at the bar, whoever is closest on this one. What do you say, Sean?
You want me to give the people a correct answer?
I want to give your best prediction. We can count it towards the drink, maybe.
My prediction, I think, is I'm going with 42.
42? I think it's going to be a little more. I see a lot of drop balls today, and I'm going with I'm gonna go with 50. We're dead on 50. Mark it, copy it. I'm not going to get the free drink, so hope you can participate. All right, thank you so much, Sean, for joining us. Captains, I'll be reaching out to you next week to see if we can plan a day to schedule a Kickast with you or with one of your players. Let us get to know your team, and we'll see you tonight. Bye.
Bye-bye.